Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with bullet, he came up with turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the hood postman, we in the streets universal.
Hood postman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and 15th. Lock the door.
You talked about Bonnie being a hand goddess. What did you see that gave you that you would say you could able to put that on her?
Oh, she was a leader, like with her one-on-one confrontations with other females. Like she's an alpha female. Like she no joke. Like she has no L's.
No, that's
no L's.
Yeah, because they talk about her and Jackie Todd and even they talk about Cheetah, they talk about Black Connie, they talk about these females that were like, that really, really was about that cripping.
Oh yeah. And she was about that cripping.
When you first saw Tookie and Jimel, what was that?
Oh, well, I really knew like Tookie because he lived near Bub and Erskine. So I would always see him. Then then he would be like over one of my friend Conrad's house. So so I knew Tookie. Plus I knew him from junior high from Horace Mann. So
really, so what year did you first meet Tookie?
Probably like around 68 when I went to Horace Mann. Like I think I was like in the 8th grade.
What kind of guy was he then?
He was just a jock. Everybody basically. I know the majority of these dudes do sports. So
that's interesting that a lot of them was.
Yeah, so everybody just gravitated. I mean, if you was already a jock, I mean, you already got you full of testosterone, so that just led to something else.
So at what part did you start seeing Jimel? Because Jimel would be just like with Tookie all the time. They both would be with the overalls and the suspenders hanging down.
Right. I didn't really know Jimel. I would just see him all the time. Then he used to live on Century.
Mm-hmm.
He had an apartment on Century off of Western. So I would just see him. I never really knew him. But
there was a situation with Jimel and Tookie at the
Watch Stacks.
At the Watch Stacks.
I'm surprised no one has any pictures of this. Like it was Tookie and Jimel. They had their overalls on with the bibs hanging down. And they had Michael Concepcion hoisted up in their wheelchair. And they was walking through the Coliseum. I thought that was so iconic. It reminded me like, this is like Coliseum in the Roman days, like Caesar. They was just strolling through with him on his shoulder. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm really surprised nobody has a picture of that.
Yeah, that probably was the Funk Festival.
It was Watch Stacks or the Funk Festival?
Yeah, the Funk Festival.
They was mobbing through there with Mike on their shoulder.
Yeah, I'm sure Mike Concepcion was loving that, because he was a hog himself, what I mean?
He can confirm that.
You got into it with the Inglewood police at some point, and I think, what was the guy's name over there? Butts?
Oh, Mayor Butts.
Yeah.
I know James Butts, man. I used to work out with Butts, man.
Really?
Yeah, we used to work out at the same gym. Used to be a gym in Inglewood called Continental, and it was owned by Earl Maynard. He was the first black.
I remember Earl Maynard.
Yeah, he used to run that gym, so that's how I came in contact with Earl Butts.
Okay.
I mean, with James Butts, the mayor of Inglewood.
And at what point did he become, because I think he became a police officer. I'm sure that, that changed the relationship, or did it?
Oh, no, how I met him working out at the time. That's when I was, I had a little stint in law enforcement. I worked for LA County, it was Park Patrol, and they changed their name to LA County Safety Police. So, it wasn't no problem.
So, when you took on that job, did the homies that you grew up, did they look at you different?
Some of them did. But you know, I looked at it like what's that book? The Spy Who Sat by the Door.
The spook who sat by the
Yeah,
door.
the spook who sat by. That's all I looked at, man. You can't beat them. But what motivated me to get into law enforcement is one time a friend of mine, James Cuz Cunningham, that was his name, Cuz. He had we were over in Inglewood doing some shit, and Cuz robbed a man. And if you know Cuz, if anybody seen Cuz, Midnight would be out of a job today if God would have seen Cuz first. That's how dark Cuz was. So Cuz robbed a man, and I went to get change for the money. And Inglewood police brought the man, and the man said, "Oh yeah, that's him right there." So the difference between Cuz and myself is night and day. So they took me to the station, started talking shit, whooped my ass, socked me all up. So from then on, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna join this department and beat this and kill this cop." That was my motivation. But, you know, it never happened. So
Okay. And James Cuz was the one that was he the one in the blue or the chain gang thing?
no, he was in the Baloo situation. Matter of fact, Cuz wore the coat up to Fremont, and he was arrested.
At Fremont High.
Yeah, wearing the coat because they had a description of the coat, and everything went downhill from there.
Oh, so that was Pookie involved with the Daryl Green situation
Right.
in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you know about that, or were you around at that
No,
time?
I think I went to the military.
Okay, got it. So yeah, there's a lot of history, man, that doesn't, a lot of people don't know about, because you worked for Death Row. You also worked down at Western Surplus. You was
Western
there
Surplus.
with my guy, Monster Cody.
Yeah, it just so happens I was working in the gun department when he got shot. Matter of fact, I was upstairs smoking some weed and I heard the shot. So I came downstairs and I loaded up a Uzi. And when I loaded up the Uzi, when the police came, they wouldn't come in the store until I put the Uzi down. So, but in between that time, like when I had the Uzi, I walked up and I saw Monster Cody, and I guess he got shot in the lower extremity. So he was laying there. And when I put the weapon down, the police asked him, "Who shot you?" And Monster threw up his set, and LAPD they just shook their heads.
What do you think was going through Monster's head when he did that?
Oh man, I just looked at him, hey, you hardcore.
Right. Was that your first time ever meeting Monster?
That was the first time I'd ever seen him. And I didn't really know it was him because I wasn't really paying attention until I read his book like years later. I was like, oh yeah, that was Monster.
Okay. So I'm sure you would get a lot of guys that from that section come to there because that's Western Surplus. Right. Okay, good. And
then I also came in contact with Cleavon Snow when I was working for LA County Park Patrol.
Oh, that's Bone.
Yeah.
What was that?
What happened? Bone had got his grandmother's car shot up by I guess it was Broadway Gangster Crips. He was driving his grandmama's 65 Ford Galaxy 500. And he is at the park, like he was contemplating taking it home because he knew she was going to whoop his ass. So he was in the park, like fretting, like what to do. But I used to see him all the time.
Okay. So what parks did you actually patrol during that time?
I patrolled all county parks, but my jurisdiction was basically from West Hollywood to San Pedro. So basically, what I would do was like I hit the black parks before it got dark, and hit the white parks at night, the minority parks.
How did you lose that job, or did you lose it?
Yeah, I got fired on some dumb shit. Yeah, I couldn't. See, how would I put it? I wasn't mature enough to separate the streets from the job.
So your mind was still in the streets.
No, I was too immature, man.
And you was probably looking out for a lot of people you grew up with.
I was doing all kind of like shit, man. Like it was a job to me. Like That's just how I looked at it.
So did Tookie or Melvin Hart, Donald Archie, any of those guys look at you differently?
Nah, but one time I was on patrol and I seen Bub and Eric, and I burped them. They looked. I got out. It was like because as you know, Park Patrol used to wear the same uniforms as the LA County sheriffs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I pull up, people think I was a deputy. So I got a lot of fun out of this shit.
That's interesting. I can see where they be like, man, what's going on with D'Artagnan, man? Where's all this going? But I'm sure it was helpful in a sense to the ones that knew.
A lot of family members, people that I know, older people, they were like, made something out of yourself, people get in trouble. And so if they looked at me like, hey, well, that's good that you did something.
Right. So at what point did you meet Suge? We're going to shift gears a little bit.
I met Suge and
because now we're finna get into some death row stuff. I want to see.
I think it had to be around 2000.
2000.
About 2000. Even though I had worked for him since like 95, like I was like working part time with Reggie, like on different videos. But I never met Suge till like 2000.
So what was you doing then? Was you still doing like security work or bodyguard or something?
Well, I started off working security there under someone, and then I ended up being director of security when that person left.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting this job. Now, that situation kind of went like, remember that scene in Scarface when they was at the car dealership and they shot up everybody, and then they said, what about Eddie? They said, Eddie, you want a job? It kind of went like that, man.
Okay.
My partner that got me the job. Then he had got into it with Suge. Then he had left. So he told me, hey, I better leave. Well, I found out at the last minute. So then I'm sweating bullets. Then when Suge drove up, I was like, Suge, will you find my buddy? So what's that? He's like, don't trip. You have his job. I'm like, wow.
Okay. So it wasn't personal. Well, it was personal between Suge and that guy. Yeah. And it had nothing to do with
it was so messed up because I ended up going to get that person's chain.
What was it like being in death row? I mean, you were a guy that came from the Westside.
It was a thrill a minute.
Thrill a minute. What does that mean?
And you never know what might happen.
So a lot of that stuff we saw that was going on in the offices of death row was actually happening that we saw.
Well, you gotta look at it like this. You got individuals working there that never had jobs. Now they have jobs, but they still had that mentality. Some of them off the pen, some of them off the street. So then, it's always going to be friction when there's no type of order. So I got along with a lot of them. There's some of them, like they just didn't accept me at first.
So why do you feel that they weren't accepting you? What was it about?
I wasn't from Compton. I wasn't them. And then, I was.
Oh, they were looking at you as an outsider.
Yeah, as an outsider. Yeah. But I ended up befriending a lot of them was cool, like Steve-O, Timmy Rue, Bear, rest in peace, Hen Dog. Matter of fact, the day Hen Dog got shot, I relieved him of his shift.
Wow.
And because I never will forget, we was talking, because I came on and we were talking. He was in his truck, right? When he pulled out the gate, he was playing Slipping Into Darkness by Warren. So that's kind of like it will stay with me for life. Then later on that day, Suge had told me, say, Hen Dog got shot. I said, is he all right? Suge told me, no, he didn't make it.
That seemed like to be a thing with death row. There was a lot of death that followed death row.
You gotta look at it like this, man. When you look at the name. You gotta look at hey, like you got to look at stuff, man, like from spiritualistically. When you name something like that, what did you expect when it comes into existence?
Lock the door.
Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it, I just make it happen.